Today I'm diving into the first snapshot of the 2025 drop. As a builder, there are some very interesting things in this update. Let's jump right into it. Editor thing here, I just wanted to clear up that before this video starts, there are a few frame stutters when I'm in game, and also my mic, for some reason, bugs out in a few places and some words get cut off. I apologise for this, but I can't re-record the video and it's not that bad, but I just wanted to clear it up before we start that happens. Okay, so it's not you, it is me. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So this is the patch notes for the snapshot, and this is going to be my first time experiencing all these new things as well. So let's see what we got here. So we've got new features, added new falling leaves particles, the leaf blocks without particles. Added new leaf particles without particles. Okay, so that basically means there's now falling leaves on all leaves, kind of like there is the cherry ones. They've added new cold and warm variants for the pig, like as we can see at the top here. This is super cool, and I'll get onto that later on. Added wildflowers block and added leaf litter block. Now these two things are super interesting as a builder, and we're going to jump into the game in a minute and check them out. So let's start with the leaf block particles. So if you didn't know, with the cherry leaves already, they drop little leaf particles that makes it feel more alive in the cherry biome. But none of the other leaves had that. So what this update's done is added those falling leaves to all these other leaf blocks. Now in game here, you can see, if we just look under these trees, there we go, we can see the new falling leaves underneath all the leaves. So this is a birch tree that has them. We come over to an oak one, this also has them. And it adds so much ambience to the forest that we didn't have before. And this is on all the different types of leaves, not just oak and birch like you're seeing here. So if I got out some spruce leaves, say some of these down, you can see, hopefully, there we go. We have a spruce leaf falling from the spruce leaves. Now this is actually so cool. This will add so much ambience to all the biomes. It's just such a nice addition. Now on to the second part, which is the new leaf litter block. Now you've probably seen it as I've been talking about the leaf particles. They're everywhere. So these are the new leaf litter blocks. So these are just like the cherry petals, where you place them, and they're also rotational. So if I face different ways, it will always place it in the bottom right of the block I'm looking at. Then I can always stack them up like this. So they do naturally spawn in forest biomes. I think this is normal forests are like this one I'm in here, and dark oak forests, which honestly, if I'm giving my opinion, I think this is too much. I think they should tone back on the leaf amount on the floor, because I don't know what it is. It just looks a bit unnatural and weird. I don't know if it's because all like the hard right angle some of the leaves, because they're all bunched up. But I know it is a blocky game and all that, but something about it just doesn't look right. So I think they should probably reduce the amount of leaves that naturally spawn in the forest. But I love this in general. Using this in builds like terraforming and things like that would be so good. And overall, I think it's a great addition from a builder's perspective. And also you can make the leaf litter furnace if you just smelt oak leaves or whatever leaf you want really in a furnace, and eventually you'll get some leaf litter, as we can see here. So you can smelt the leaves and get these leaf litter to put on the floor, which is very cool. Next up, we're in the birch forest to have a look at these. Now these are the new wildflowers, and again they're just like the leaf litter and the cherry blossoms, where put them in 4 on the same block. But it just looks so good. I love how like we don't just have the pink petals now, we also have kind of like white and yellow ones and leaves, which you can see is spawning in the dark oak as well over here. I found 2 right next to each other, so this is a good example. But these wildflowers, they just look so good in the birch forest. And you can also see all the leaves falling from the trees, which just adds to it so much. This makes me wonder if we're finally going to get a birch biome update like we've got promised in that concept art. But this biome just has so much more ambience now with the wildflowers. Now this leads me on nicely to the next thing, which are the new pig variants. So don't panic, we still have the old classic pig one here. That will spawn in most biomes like forests and all the old biomes like that. But as soon as I come into a cold biome, such as this spruce forest, I get a pig. See, this is one of the new pig variants. The cold pig. Now this will spawn in cold biomes, name. Just looks so cool. There's also warm pig variants. And now I've come to the world's smallest jungle to see the warm pig variant, which that isn't. the Warm Pig variant, here we go. Which, yeah, it's amazing. So glad they're actually finally adding variants to the different mobs. One thing I hope they do with these new mob variants is add cows and sheep, chickens and things as well. If you're doing the pigs, you may as well do everything. But I know this is just the first snapshot, so those things probably are coming in a later one. But if this is the case, it would be so good. And now finally onto the last major thing in this snapshot is the lodestone. Now, yes, this has already been a block since the Nether update, but they've changed the crafting recipe. You used to craft this thing with a netherite ingot, which made it very expensive. And this is honestly a great block for building. Like, that is such a cool side texture, and this is so amazing for floors. Like, I don't know what the underside texture is. Oh, it's the same as the top. Okay. Yeah, so that'd be so good for floors and ceilings, but it's just been so expensive being made out of a whole netherite ingot. So what they've done is changed it, so it now requires an iron ingot instead, which makes this block so much more accessible to builders. But it's so good. I'm going to be using this so much. That is such an amazing floor. Great change. And that wraps up the snapshot from a builder's perspective. Now, I think this is amazing. The way this is going with all the ambience changes is on track to be one of the best updates ever, I think. If they keep going with all these little additions like the flowers and the leaves and even just the particles, they add so much to the game. Honestly, if they do, it's going to be up there with one of the best updates. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and even subscribing, as it really helps me out, and I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, so it would help me out a lot. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably enjoy this one here on the screen now. And till then, I'll see you in the next one.